If you ask me, the best shows don't just have a great main character, they also have a great deuteragonist. You know, the co-star, the second lead, the one who challenges, balances, or even completely disrupts the main character's world. Sometimes they're the conscious, and sometimes they're the chaos. But one thing's for sure, a strong deuteragonist can be the difference between a great show and an all-time show. And it's not just about backing up the main character, it's about bringing the contrast. A great deuteragonist brings tension, depth, and oftentimes ends up stealing the spotlight. They're the ones who make the protagonists question themselves, or in some cases, spiral even harder. Let's start with my man Jesse Pinkman. He starts out as the comic relief, the burnout sidekick, but ends up being the emotional anchor of the entire show. Without Jesse, you don't feel the tragedy, you don't feel the consequences, you just get Walter White on his huge ego trip. And then there's Omar Little from The Wire, a character that's so iconic, so layered, that every scene he's in shifts the entire tone of the episode. And he's not even in every episode, but when he's there, he leaves such an impact. Morally complex, unpredictable, and somehow the heart of the show. And then there's Dwight Troop from The Office, another perfect example of a great deuteragonist in my opinion. He starts off as a cartoon, that weirdo with a beet farm, but quickly becomes one of the funniest, most oddly lovable, and surprisingly human characters in the entire show. Without Dwight, The Office just simply doesn't work and doesn't get nearly as big as it is today. And then there's my GOAT, John Locke, who in my opinion is the greatest deuteragonist in TV history. He's not just a foil to Jack, he's a whole different worldview. The man of science versus the man of faith. Locke is tragic, powerful, mysterious, and oftentimes extremely frustrating, but you just can't stop watching him. He adds so much weight and meaning to every philosophical question that the show raises. And to be honest, John Locke is simply just the soul of Lost. These characters aren't just support beams, they're the reason we keep watching, and they show us the other side of the story. They create tension, deliver heart, and oftentimes give us the most unforgettable moments. A good main character tells the story, but a great deuteragonist makes it legendary. So who's your guys' pick for the best deuteragonist in TV history?